Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending which part of the world you are. I love this community because you could be anywhere, and it's amazing how life has changed and it keeps on changing. Um, wow. Uh, it makes me wonder sometimes, like, what's next? Like, where are we going? Before nobody, I remember my ex-brother-in-law was the first one to have a cell phone. That thing was huge. It was about this big. It wasn't even a cell phone. It had the wire. It was like a case that he used to carry with him everywhere. It used to be like really different. And now we walk around with these little cell phones and we're connecting from everywhere in the world. And it's just it's a good thing, but then again, sometimes I wonder, is it really a good thing? I don't know. Who knows? So today we're going to talk about physical renewal, reclaiming health, energy, and time. And Nikki, I thought about you and because of our last conversation, how you were involved with the medical field and everything else. And I'm like, Nikki should be talking, but I didn't get to talk to you on time to be able to do this. But please, if there's anything that you want to drop in there, I would totally love it. I'm going to share my screen. I was working on a presentation. No, I didn't. I was really bad and did not still finish the whole thing. I've been trying to do Michelle's training. Let's see if I could. Okay, maybe I could do it like this. Let's see. Can you see my screen?
I see you, but I see black behind you.
Oh,
That's
I don't
cool.
want it
Hold
again.
on. I'm seeing the presentation now.
Okay. Yeah, I
Yes.
did the thing. Do you see any black on the screen at all?
Yeah, you see black on the left-hand side, but the presentation is three-fourths. Like I see three-fourths of the presentation and then black on the left.
So I want to be able to at least see your photo there. Okay. So as long as you can see, I love how it did that like shading to the side. Um and the pictures that were generated were so pretty. I was just going to wing it because I didn't really get to um do the whole thing, but it's okay. This is very familiar to all of us. When we start thinking too much about something, what's the first thing? The first thing that happens is we get stressed out. So, you know, it's incredible to think of all the crazy things that stress could do to our bodies. Why the body breaks during a transition. And it could be, again, going back to our prior conversations, our prior calls. Um, Transition could be, I mean, we could transition over any situation that we come across, whether it's loss of a loved one, whether it's a loss of a job, a friendship, a relationship. Uh, it could be anything. A diet. Sometimes we say, okay, I'm going to diet and I'm not going to eat any more starch or any more meat or something. You know, we stress because our bodies, our minds, our thoughts, our heart are so attached to that whatever it is that we start stressing over it and we start missing it or missing them, whatever the case may be. So stress triggers a lot of different things in our bodies. So when life hits hard emotionally, the body is the first thing to collapse. And we know that. We start losing sleep. So stress triggers fatigue, inflammation, brain fog, poor sleep, lack of appetite or emotional eating, feeling heaviness. And it's so incredibly true. Um, we start feeling tired. Um, lately I'm exhausted. I don't know if I'm stressing. I don't know if it's work or what it is. Well, probably. Sometimes we stress and we don't even know it. Um, and I had to take a nap just before. So that delayed me a little bit on what I had to do. I looked at the time and I'm like, okay, so Michelle had a call and Mike was going to be a training. And I'm like, you know what? I haven't had his training for a long time since I dropped the mastermind. So I'm like, okay, so I want to just see what's what the training is about. So I went in and I was falling asleep in between. Um, so it's just, I don't know, just still getting used to being home after losing my 9 to 5. I'm not sure. Um, but it also creates brain fog, which is my one of my huge concern. Uh, making sure that it gets a little scary because like my mom, she had Alzheimer's. So of course the human brain starts with like, oh my God. But no, I'm just tired because I am getting very poor sleep. And together with that comes the emotions because because you're worried. Now what? How am I going to beat this? What am I going to do? And then, I start feeling like, what am I going to do? So that stress becomes very heavy in different ways. So this isn't being lazy. This is survival mode. And so I start thinking about that. I don't want my husband to feel that I'm being lazy. Of course, I do what needs to be done, but then at the same time, like sometimes he'll come home and I'm just like sitting still trying to get stuff done. Like right now, I have some affiliate stuff sitting here because I was gonna go live. I ended up not doing it. And to me, that's a little bit that I've been trying um to fight because I want to get that done also. So, section two, we have reclaiming our health. There's three pillar of physical renewal. Pillar one, rest and nervous system reset. And there was a little picture that came up here, and I found that so interesting how, like the breakdown and um how the nervous system works. Sometimes like we are so busy in our lives that other than if you're in medical field, then you're more familiar with it, of course, because if we're just like in a regular living life, we don't really think about these things. And it's very, very important to kind of like be a little bit familiar. So 5 minutes of quiet morning just to reset the nervous system, 5 minutes of quiet morning breathing. I like to do my Stephanie time, which is God first. Um, it's only 50 minutes in the morning, and to me, that's so valuable. After that call is done, I sit back and I do a little bit of breathing or I do my skincare. And to me, that's like a little bit, it's more relaxing. It kind of like brings me down a little bit. And yes, I should be relaxed because I just woke up, but sometimes sleeping doesn't always keep us relaxed for some reason. Reducing overstimulation, um, kind of like not getting too upset or too like getting the heart rate go a little too fast. Creating a soft start to your day is best to sometimes just like, you know, trying to leave the heavy thoughts for later on. Uh, Sleep rescue routine, same time nightly, low lights, stretching. And I actually saw a video on that, like creating a sleeping routine. I've been trying to do that for years, and I could go to bed at 10:30, and for some reason never fall asleep. The last time that I see the time is 11:11. And that's the time that I, for the most part, maybe it's just my mind, but that's when I finish laying down and trying to go to sleep. But I did see a video that doing exercise, like doing taking your legs and like, like stretching and going to the, side to side, and and even like stretching your back a little bit. Wow, that felt good. Trying to do that while you're laying down before closing your eyes. I hear that that's very it kind of makes you relax. It stretches your body, and in the morning you don't wake up with like so achy and so stiff because your body's already stretched and ready to just lay down and sleep. And low lights. Low lights definitely works out pretty okay. Um I don't always like to have a lights on. I always put something on my face, and which it kind of like ruined my eyes. I used to have like a little pillow that I used to put in. It was like a therapy pillow. But I think that's what kind of like because of like not being able to, I don't know, just pressing in my eyes. I think that kind of like ruined my eyes. So we have to be careful on what we do use. Um, so your body cannot create energy if it never shuts down. So true. Rest is not a luxury. It is strategy. It is ROI. It is how we rebuild. And yes, it is truly not a luxury. When we don't get enough sleep, uh, the next day we're just a mess. Like we said before, that that brain fog, and that alone brings a little bit of stress. Now we start worrying about, oh my gosh, if they ask me something, I'm not going to understand, I'm not going to know what to answer, I'm not going to. If we train, we're constantly training in our programs, like we're constantly giving, supporting and getting support. And it is a little scary that what if they ask me something and I don't know the answer. um so it's something that's been kind of like worrying me a little bit. So getting that rest is definitely important because we need to kind of keep our bodies uh, renewed every day. Um, Pillar number two, a gentle movement that brings life back. In the morning, it's good to start each day with mind connection. Even if it's while we lay down, if we just like start thinking about like listening to our breath. And I sometimes forget, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I have to get up and, just take part of like on the morning call, the 7 o'clock call. I used to always get up at 5:30, but I made it a point to make myself sleep a little bit later because I go to bed so late. So my goal is to really, really try to be in bed by 10. That would be beautiful. This way, even if I do get up at 5:30, it's okay. At least I put in some time. Gentle movement. I love these pictures. Incorporate fluid motion for body release, especially in the morning. There's times that I used to sit outside, and I have like a little carpet closer to the water. And I used to sit there and try to ground and try to just like watch the water and just see the sunrise and kind of like focus in that a little bit. I did lose um that time, uh but I do have to start doing that, even if it's until like my brain kind of gets used to, I don't know, maybe I won't feel as tired as I do. refreshing your body with daily water intake. I sometimes forget to drink water, and it's the silliest thing to say because my water is always right here. But sometimes we get so busy that we forget to drink water when we have it right next to us. So it is important to keep water in our body because Nikki, you know better than me how important it is to have to drink water as much as possible.
Yeah, definitely.
Feeding,
It's because the
go
body
ahead.
is made up of 85% water. And so it needs water to thrive since we have so much water within our bodies. And like for me, it's actually I it's interesting. This is a fun fact about me that really anyone really knows, but I drink only water, no soda, no juice for over 10 years now.
Oh, nice.
And it was a challenge that I did over 10 years when I said, I'm just gonna take soda, juice, chips, cookies out of my diet as well as fast food. And I
Mm,
was gonna do whole wheat pasta, brown rice, and no fried foods. And I was like, I'm just gonna do it for Lent, just to give up all bad eating for Lent. And when Lent
mhm.
was finished, I was like, you know what? I feel so much better. Let me extend this to 3 months. After
Hmm.
3 months, I said, let me do an extra 3 months. I could probably do six. Next thing I was like, you know what? Let me do 1 year. I'm pretty sure I could do a year. And then it turned into
Wow.
10 years.
That is amazing. That is good. See, I don't drink soda. I don't really need juice. But I like to have an adult beverage every here and there, and I do put a little bit of, I mix it with like orange juice or something. But or if I drink wine, uh, but soda's never been, and Tony's not into soda either, so we really don't buy it unless we're gonna have company.
Hmm.
Um, but I like that, doing it just for like a little bit and then increase, increase, increase. That's awesome. That's great. Because a
Thank
lot
you.
of the food that we eat today, holy moly, like
Yeah,
everything is so unhealthy.
it's
And
true.
yeah, and I don't really eat a lot during the day, so my diet is really during the day. I like to have either yogurt or cottage cheese, and I mix it with Nutella, the cottage cheese with Nutella, and I like walnuts in it. And the yogurt, I like the Greek yogurt, and I put nuts in it.
Hmm.
And I don't eat anything until Tony gets home. So yeah, but sometimes it's late. Like right now, like he won't get home until maybe 7:30, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and then I'll eat something.
So you only
So
eat one solid meal per day?
yeah,
Is that intentional? Are you fasting or you?
I just don't get hungry during the day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. At one time we were fasting and we fasted for like we didn't eat anything for 4 days. And it was nice. We were feeling so energized. We were feeling really, really good. But he's a guy, like he can eat everything and anything, and he doesn't really gain that much weight. Me, oof. The first day I started eating, it was like, what happened? Yeah, but then again, I don't really like, I don't like to uh, eat cookies. He could. Like, it's always in the cabinet because he doesn't mind the cookies. I don't like donuts. I don't have to do cake. Like, I'm not really into that. Like, I don't have to. Occasionally, yes, I do,
Hmm.
but it's not a thing that I crave. Um, but I do crave, like, I like to have my cashews. I like to have nuts. That I'm good with, and even
Yeah,
candy. I'm not a candy person.
yeah. Like with me, I want to say 6 years ago, I started like if I'm making a cake, I'll just bake it myself from scratch, cookies from scratch, using all whole like whole wheat pasta. I mean, sorry, pasta, whole wheat flour, and then I use
Oh,
agave instead of sugar or honey because agave is
mm,
healthier for you. And Then I use I actually gave up dairy in like 15 years ago because I just feel like dairy wasn't really well, I was eating cheese, but like dairy milk when I drank it, it made me feel so weird that I started doing dairy-free milk. So I would do almond milk. Well, first I was doing soy milk, but then I did a lot of research in college, and soy is linked to cancer. So I gave up all
Oh,
soy products, and so I switched to coconut milk, and then now I love almond milk. I use almond milk for everything.
I like almond milk. Yeah, I don't really, we don't really have milk as part of our daily either. We do use coffee creamer. I mean, that's not healthy at all. I wish that we got into like almond milk because we do like the almond milk, but it wasn't really the vanilla uh coffee made it's I don't know. We kind of like that better. So yeah, but we don't do dairy. I do like cheese. That
Yeah, me too.
I could pick on cheese like all day.
I had
Yeah.
actually given it up because when I was younger, I ate cheese so much that I felt like it was so weird. It was funny. You know waffles that you just
Uh-huh.
put in the toaster? I used to
Hmm.
spread cheese on that when I was in high school. Like that's how much
Oh,
I love cheese. So I was like, you know
wow.
what? Let me give this up. So I actually gave up cheese for 6 years. I had no cheese because I felt like there's other options where I could try to eat other things, and I was trying to test the whole dairy thing that I had, and so giving up all dairy, like just the cheese, the egg, and all of that, it actually helped heal my body a lot. A lot of the
Hmm.
mucus that I had in my body just kind of went away. And I before I did that, I actually was prone to colds, especially in the winter time. I would have a cold all winter, all
Ooh.
fall, and then when did that, I don't have any colds at all. Like I haven't been sick in well over 10 years. Um,
Wow.
and so
That's
it's been
crazy. That's
unbelievable.
insane. Things that we eat could really
Yeah.
like kick our butts.
Yeah, what we eat is
Wow.
everything. Like if you eat healthy, you could prevent so many things, so many illnesses, sicknesses, and
Yeah.
diseases.
I believe that. I believe that between us taking care of ourselves and just directing ourselves to God, we could avoid so many things
Yeah,
with our
definitely.
bodies. Like, we put in a lot of junk that are not meant to be eaten. And plus, like I've had people that have moved out of the country and are perfectly healthy. And here in the United States, like we do eat a lot of like unhealthy stuff. We make food so unhealthy. It's
Hmm.
crazy.
But
Yeah.
also, I don't know if you're familiar, there was like some documentaries I watched. The way that they process food in America is not good at all either, too.
No.
Like putting hormones in all of the meat, and then we
Mm-hmm.
eat that, and so we're actually getting those hormones as well. And then putting pesticides on the fruits and vegetables. Like there's so many weird things they do here in America to our food. It's so sad.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I didn't have winter where I live, I would have had my own garden because I just feel like I need my own fruits, my own vegetables. Um,
Yeah. Where
and
you
then
live again?
I live in New York,
Oh, okay. Okay. We're in New York.
New York
I,
City.
okay. Yeah, I think we did talk about that. I think, yeah, because I'm from well, I've lived in Long Island. But yeah, so I was listening to a documentary not too long ago, and there was a guy that a man that he was diagnosed with liver cancer, and he was given 6 months, and this was soon after my dad, and he ended up moving to Peru to set up his land out there so his wife could be set and he could just be in peace. So he started doing the land and growing vegetables and fruits for her just so she could be all set. And 26 years later, the guy said to the news guy that was interviewing him says to him, so what happened? And he's like, I don't know. I forgot to die. He was given 6 months, but he went back to his country. He started working in the land. He started eating from the land. 30, actually, yeah, 30 to 36 later, 36 years later.
That's amazing.
It's
Yeah, the
crazy.
fruits
Yeah.
and like the body definitely has the ability to heal itself from the inside out as long as we continue to feed it healthy foods.
Hmm. Yeah, I feel definitely that, you know, I worry a lot about, my mom. I worry about my kids because, my mom passed from Alzheimer's, her mom and all her aunts and my aunts now, she's been sick and stuff. And I tell my kids, I don't want you guys to worry because, I'm trying to take care of myself as much as I can, and we could beat it. Like, as if we take care of ourselves, we will be able to be okay. We just have to eat the right stuff. We have to exercise. We have to do what we need to do that we know that is healthy, at least put from our part. I mean, if we go and buy something at the store, we can't control what they put in our food. But, like if we could grow our own stuff, that would be pretty nice.
Yeah, definitely. And like when it
Yeah.
comes to like Alzheimer's and dementia, with one of the when I with the job that I had with the clients, it was the elderly population, and some of them were starting to get that because like I would ask them certain questions once a month. I had to call them to just follow up to see how their services are going, and I remember there was one particular member. She couldn't remember. Literally last month, she knew all the answers to my questions, and then the following month, she was like, I don't remember. I don't remember at all anything. And so I was like, wow, in just 1 month, her memory just like literally turned for the worse. And so I told her, I suggested to her to do one puzzle a day, and so then she tried to. Then the following month I asked her if she was able to do the puzzles, and she said no because she can't remember to do the puzzles. And so then I was like, oh, how about you ask your aide to remind you to do the puzzles every day? But she only had 8 services 4 times a week, and so I was told her, oh, you know what would be the best alternative? I know you probably have a calendar on your fridge or on your wall. You should write one puzzle on all the different days, and then you would remember to do the puzzle. And same with your medication on the days that the aide cannot come to your house. So she decided to do that. And a month later, when I spoke to her, she remembered everything. She was like, I asked her like when was her last doctor's appointment, dentist, all these things, and she knew all the dates. And she didn't have to go look at her calendar. She was like, "Oh, I went to the doctor on this date at this time," and I was like, "Oh, wow!" I was like, "Your memory's so much better compared to last month."
Wow.
She said, "Yeah, I did one puzzle a day like you suggested, and thank you for that suggestion because it really helped me." And then I remember the following month, we have to ask the same questions. So I'm asking her the same questions, and she was like, "I told you last month that on October 5th was my
What?
last appointment." And I was like, "Oh, you remember from 2 months ago? Oh, this is
Oh,
excellent." And she was like, "Yeah, I'm
that
still
is
doing those
awesome.
puzzles." And so I highly recommend anyone whose memory is declining, a puzzle a day would definitely
Wow.
help that memory.
So like puzzle or game puzzles.
Any type of puzzle. If you like doing crosswords, if you prefer to do the puzzle pieces, I love Sudoku. That's my favorite
I
type
do
of
too.
puzzle. Yeah.
Yeah, I do too.
So I do
Yeah,
one a day myself. I do one Sudoku puzzle per day in order to keep
I'm
my
gonna
mind
try that.
sharp.
I'm definitely I'm going to, yes, I do like to do Sudoku, but sometimes like I get engaged on everything else but I'm going to take I'm taking your advice because, sometimes, I blame it on we're getting older, and that's not always the thing. It's just that we do have a lot of things in our mind. I think focusing on and stretching that muscle and, exercising it just to get knowledge, not games, because games is just, like a repetition and stuff. But I think Sudoku crossword puzzles, they are healthy. I did hear about that before, but like what you're saying, the testimony that you're saying about this lady, that's amazing. And I will definitely repeat that and use that um because sometimes, it does help. So I mean, I'm going to tell my mother-in-law about that. Uh because her mother-in-law used to do she used to play cards, and she passed at 98, I think it was, and she was sharp. Her memory was sharp, but she used cards and she used to count them all by herself. She used to sit there every day and play her cards and count the numbers and do back and forth, and so
Yeah, that's amazing. That
it's a
that's
thing.
that's my goal. I want to be 90 something and still be very sharp in the mind.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
so got to start now.
yeah, yeah. I agree. I totally agree. So we have to feed our energy, not draining it, not drain it. Yeah. So cutting energy uh, thieves like sugar, heavy foods, skipping meals. Oops. Yes. 2 minute check-in. Does this give me energy or steal it? That's true. I need to kind of like look more into what it is that I eat. Hydration, one nutrition dense meal per day. Uh, you don't need a full diet plan, you need awareness, and it is true. It's not about okay, I'm going to eat this. It's really be aware of what we eat, because a lot of times it doesn't matter. Um, we just we don't know what we're eating for the most part because of how they do make the food out here. So section three, reclaiming your time, time audit. Where is my energy leaking? Scrolling, overthinking, people pleasing, chaos. Yes, that is very true. Sometimes we just like we're exhausted, and it's so many different things that we do that do drain our energy. Daily rhythm, not a schedule, a simple daily structure, morning grounding, one meaningful action towards your future, movement, learning, skill building. Sudoku. Evening wind down. Yes. Same thing, going outside. We actually, I think we have a full moon. I noticed it yesterday through my bathroom skylight. So I have to kind of like maybe go out there tonight and just like have a glass of water with ice and just wind down a little bit. Protect your time, boundaries, love, and protection. Uh, your time is your new currency. Spend it wisely. Oh, yes. Section four, body mind connection, the emotional weight we carry physically. Emotional pain becomes physical pain, anxiety, tight chest, grief, heaviness, fear, fatigue, confusion, brain fog, stress, stomach and digestion issues. Your body remembers what your voice won't say. Then tonight, we are releasing the old weight, the one you don't see on a scale. And that's the heaviest weight that we carry, that one that we don't see on scale. And that's what I have. Reflect and renew. So there we go. Yes, it is very true. So we have to kind of be a little bit more aware of those that weight that we don't see, because that's the one that hurt us the most. I mean, we start gaining a little bit of weight, we see it on the face right away, and we start worrying about that. But that one that we don't see, that's like internal, that is more of it hurts us more. We I heard birds. I It's probably the music. That was a weird sound. Um yeah, so we do hurt more because it kind of like starts destroying us a little bit faster than that gaining physical weight. Uh, so so with that, uh, I do want to start being very aware of what I not only eat, but what I mentally take in and how I take in the stress. I do have to drink more water. I think I don't drink enough water and the sleep. So I do need to start scheduling everything early, and whatever doesn't get done, it's okay. Tomorrow's another day, and leaving for tomorrow and getting to bed a little early, even if I just lay there so my body could just relax and get that message that, okay, it's time to go to sleep. I actually started listening to motivation things. I've been doing it for a little bit, but I got me this bandana and I wear this at night. It has two little speakers here that is so much better than putting in the earplugs, but they're flat. So it doesn't hurt your ears. It doesn't go inside your ears. So I either listen to Bible verses or music, slow music, or I listen to motivation books. And it kind of works for me. It gets me tired and it puts me to sleep. So I need to put it on a little earlier though. So yeah.
That's good that it helps you to sleep. So now you know just earlier time would allow you to sleep longer. And it is recommended to sleep 7 to 9 hours. And so anything less than seven, the body doesn't fully get to rest. And it kind of still, the mind still stays up. But if you get 7 hours, everything can rest.
Yeah. Do you think that 9 hours, it's that's not a lot?
Well, the 9 hours is mainly for like kids, growing kids.
Okay.
But like adults, definitely 7 to 8 hours is recommended.
Okay. Yeah, because I don't know. I think 9 hours would probably be a lot for me. I would probably, I don't know. I don't ever think I slept that long. I don't even think I slept 8 hours.
Oh,
So
yeah, I
yeah.
usually do between 7 to 8. Depends on the day. Um, but like I'm a person who goes to sleep early and then I always wake up early. I'm an early
Hmm.
riser. I can't really stay awake too late. Like I have friends that stay up to 1 a.m., 2 a.m. I just can't. Like usually by 10 p.m. I start getting really tired and I just fall asleep.
Yeah. I can. There's signs that I push myself to go to sleep. And Tony's like, "Are you kidding me? You work now more than you did when you have your 9 to 5." And I could sit there and just stay on the computer, just going through my affiliates and going through videos and doing all that. So I need to like, I don't need to do that. And like I have to drill that in my head that there's no need for that. I
Hmm.
need to kind of like,
Tomorrow, yeah, tomorrow's a
yeah,
new day and you could do it
yeah,
tomorrow. That is true.
yes,
Like, and then what you could do is just write down everything that you want to do for the next day so that you don't forget and then just pick it up the next day.
yeah. Yes, I do write my list, but then I keep writing. I write a lot. I write notes on everything. And then I just don't go back to it. It's like I have to force myself, okay, well, why am I like thinking so much? Let me just go back and try. I wrote it down.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it's
That it's funny you say that because I love taking notes too on all the workshops that I attend, but I
mhm,
type everything. If I write if I were to write it, for some reason I will always lose the paperwork. But if I type it, I just always have it. And then if I need to go back to it, now I could just search for whatever topic and like, oh yeah, I
yeah,
did remember learning that on this day. So
right,
it's
right.
really helpful for me when I type it.
Yeah, I like when Michelle does the replay in YouTube because I'll take the transcript and I have chat just do a summary of it and I put it in my notes.
Oh yeah, I just started doing that recently, like
Yeah.
last month, and I was like, yeah, that for all the different trainings. If it's on YouTube, I've been doing that to save time. It definitely
Right.
allows me to save time because I'm like, especially
Yeah.
when I am trying to learn something and it's like over an hour, hour and a half. I'm like, oh no, let me just put this in ChatGPT.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's and I it's pretty good because then if you want to do that training later, then you have at least the main points and the highlights to be able to use that for your, for whatever you want to do.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
that's true.
it's definitely good. All right, honey, I'll let you go. Thank you so much for showing up again as you always do. I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, I will see you tomorrow morning,
Yeah,
God willing. And thank you for sharing your knowledge and being here, supporting me
you're
and
welcome.
teaching me. Okay. Have a great night.
Have a good night. Bye.
Take care. Bye. Thank you all for being here. If you are watching the replay, if you are showing up later, if there's any questions, please don't hesitate on asking. And I am here. Stay healthy, stay rising and succeed. Let's do this together. And don't forget, we are here to grow together. Thank you for showing up.